Hello there and welcome back. Now I know it's been a while and a lot of people, especially in like my Discord, are out here like, whoa, is Linty dead? No, I literally said in my last video, hey, I'm switching to longer form content, but I guess none of you watched that. Anyway, we're gonna be getting right into the video. We're gonna be like doing a bunch of flip showcasing and a little like sneak peek announcement in the middle there, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so I will typically be asked a lot like, oh, I have like a million coins, what should I flip? And I will usually try and point people towards feather falling, which I usually do. Sometimes someone won't even have an order for this, so you can cost for like 0.1 a thing, but we're going to be going for 0.2. So we're going to make a buyer for 16 feather falling. And then we're also going to do the same thing with infinite quiver 6, which this one actually doesn't. So what we're going to do here is we can either do this, which is don't, or a custom price where you could just make it so you're paying 0.1 and you can sell that for like a few tens of thousands, maybe even 100k if you're lucky. So we'll be back when these fill. Alright, our orders have filled. Didn't take too long, probably about a minute each, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. But what you're going to want to do is just run on over to an anvil. If you have a cookie, you can also do that and do this. Now, in order to combine infinite quiver, you actually do need enchanting level 2, which is it's quite the requirement. We're just going to combine these, go back to Bazaar, we'll see you in a sec. Alright, so after you combine your books, you'll be able to sell Infinite Quiver, we're able to sell for around 100k, which is pretty high, and Feather Falling for around 125k, which is actually insanely high. That's usually like 70k, but the price is still really good considering we only spent like 5 coins on both of those books to get 200k. So if you're short on coins, and you have enchanting level 2, I recommend this flip. As for an item flip you can just try out, I would recommend trying out to just flip Pest Terminator books, which you can combine these up to a tier like 5, but I'd recommend just buying the tier 1, waiting for that to like fill, and then just sell offering it. And you can do the same thing with Green Thumb as well. This one's a little bit more profitable, but it takes a little bit longer. So if you just want to flip items, there you go, there are 2. And an additional one you could try is also the Kismet Feather, which these ones are just kind of hit or miss. Sometimes tax will ruin this, but it should always be like at least a little bit profitable, so not too terrible. Hello there, so we're chopping into the middle of a video here to make a fun announcement because basically, I don't know if you've heard this one guy, his name is Mr. Random. I don't know, he's mentioned occasionally on the channel, but he's been cooking up an SMP for a while now with like mod pack, all that jazz, that gonna be streaming that probably like mid-August, and we're also looking for kind of like more people, because what we're going to be doing is probably doing like the first season of it with kind of a closed group, and then but we need a bigger population size basically. So we're opening applications to the general public basically of my YouTube channel. So in the description there's a Google form. That's kind of how the application process is going. Did you really have to walk? Like, I am doing a thing. Really? I saw you come out of the stairs and you came... Okay. Anyway, should be pretty fun. It's not really too driven on like combat stuff, but that will be kind of happening. We don't have a trailer cooked up because someone decided to go on vacation. So that's happening. But if you want to apply, just click the forum thing, cook that up, and yeah. We'll go back to the video now. Alright, so these next 3 items I'm going to show, I have shown before, but they've been a little while. Sometimes they're like 50 mil an hour, sometimes they're like 10, so I just recommend always keeping an eye on the prices, as they're usually really good. So these items are all going to be found in the Glacial Tunnel, and it's just going to be all of these materials. So we're going to make a buyer for 160 umber, 160 tungsten, and I also recommend that you just do these in like massive bulk orders, as it's just much more effective. And we're going to be doing the same with Glacial for 160. This will probably fill incredibly fast, so I recommend getting like 70k orders. You will be needing to have Enchanted Umber, Tungsten, and Glacial in your personal compactor, where you do need Hard Mountain 7 and a good amount of collections just to be able to put them in there and like craft them, so it's a pretty high requirement flip. Maybe if you have like a friend who has that, they can just put it in your personal compactor for you, which fun little loophole. But definitely a high requirement flip, but definitely worth it. Now, one thing to note, these flips are also incredibly competitive, but as you can see when we claim all of it, it will just auto compact. This will probably fill in like a second here if I still have the top order, which I do, so this will probably only take a few seconds. just when I need it to fill in, like, come on, I'm trying to, come on, give me the order. 53 left, we're almost done. 53. Wow, is no one, okay, we need to, someone overbid us. Nice, nice, always good to see. This is real. Alright, there we go. Our thing is filled. As you can see, we have all 3 of these. Now, you can sell offer these, but you can also insta-sell. I'm just going to sell offer them because I'm not really, like, strive for time. These are competitive to sell as well, so insta-selling can sometimes just be faster. But if you have the time to wait and you're patient enough to sell offer, I definitely recommend that. Alright, for the final finale of our video, we're just going to be showing 2 book flips, which I will also go over the requirements, but we'll get to that when we're combining. The first flip we're going to be looking at is the Overload book, which we're just going to be making a buyer for 16, which will cost us about 12 mil, and we'll be able to sell that for probably around 14 or 15 mil. The final book we're going to be looking at is the Swarm book, which it does have some kind of weird pricing right now. Very profitable, but it's also probably around 2 mil profit on average, so we're going to be making 16, buyer for 16 of that. We'll wait, and when time comes, we'll combine those, and then sell them. Alright, it has been a bit of a while, but we got all of our stuff to fill, so we can run on over to an anvil and combine them. In order to combine a Swarm book, you will need Enchanting level 35, and in order to combine Overload, you will need Enchanting 33. So if you don't have those, you can't combine the books, sadly, but if you do, they're still pretty good. You could also just flip the tier 1 books. They're not as effective as, like, Exterminator or Green Thumb, but you can still flip those if you want. So after combining your books, you're just able to run over, make a sell offer. Now, at least for Swarm, the price is pretty high right now, but for Overload, it's kind of averaging. So that's pretty much all I have for the video today, and see you guys probably in like a week, because then I'll be done my exams, I'll be starting streaming stuff, so, you know, stick around for that, it should be fun.